Murder! Good evening, everyone. Hope things have been going well with you. It's not going well for Taka and Hifumi, because there's been a murder.
Oh no. Hey, what's up? What's up, Tiny, Hoko, Num Nums, Taters, lurkers out there? Toko's dead.
No, she's fine. She just passed out. Nani?
Toko! Don't tell me Toko too!
Relax, she just passed out when she saw the blood.
Oh, the blood?
Oh, that's right. When Toko is Toko, she has a fear of blood.
We've tried everything to get her to wake up, but no luck. Just leave her be for now.
It's like he said, I should just leave her alone for now. Toko might be fine, but Taka is
Dead!
Yeah, Takamondo, Kiyomondo did not last very long. Man, he's got some long feet.
Oh, Taka.
Damn it!
Why did this happen?
A dolly?
No, I can't afford to waste time on this.
Yeah, you know how Super Saiyans, when they get knocked out, their hair color goes back to black? That's what happened. Another hammer. Now it's Justice Hammer 4, and it's even bigger than before. Is that suspicious individual responsible for killing Taka too?
However, but why is it Justice Hammer 4?
Huh, what do you mean?
Celeste was attacked with Justice Hammer 1, then Hifumi was hit with Justice Hammer 2. But this time it was Justice Hammer 4. What happened to number 3?
Ah!
What's the matter?
Well, maybe when you mentioned Justice Hammer 3, you just reminded me.
Out with it. Do you know something?
Actually, no, Taka's not the only one that's been killed. Hifumi's dead too!
What? Hey! Hifumi's been killed!
Yeah.
I see.
Which is why you came to get us. Then we better go check it out.
Of course, come on!
So Sakura, Byakuya, and I rushed out of the physics lab. We left Toko behind. But as soon as we were out of the physics lab...
Oh, Celeste, aren't you supposed to be waiting in the nurse's office?
Something has come up.
Yeah, I heard Hifumi is dead, right?
Well, that is not all. It is gone.
Huh, what do you mean?
It has disappeared.
Well, what? Who, Hifumi?
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
Nani?
What did you say?
What are you talking about? It's disappeared. Don't be ridiculous.
How do you move? How do you move something so big?
Come on.
The dolly, of course. But wait, the dolly was up here.
Are you serious?
What the heck is happening here? Everyone back to the nurse's office.
I practically leapt down the stairs, nearly losing my balance. I reached the nurse's office completely out of breath. I couldn't believe my eyes. Hifumi's body was there just a few minutes earlier. It just disappeared. Me and Celeste went to the bathroom, but we were only gone for like a minute. And then when we got back, this must have been the work of the culprit. They must have come and carried the body away. And they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. Why are you so talkative? You've never been so talkative before, Celeste. We're all gonna die here. We're going to die just like those guys died. Wait, does she know about Taka?
What did you say?
I don't believe this. I don't believe a body would just disappear.
Why?
First there were 2 murders, and now one of the bodies has been taken. This is unnatural.
Hold on, what do you mean 2 murders?
Taka's been killed. We found him in the equipment room.
No way!
Yeah. Wait a second. Celeste wasn't upstairs with us. We went downstairs. Wait, who came to us to report? Was it Celeste? It was Celeste. Okay. Huh. All right. I'm already thinking. I'm thinking she might be the problem. It can't be. No!
Hina, calm down.
We're all gonna die. All of us. They're gonna kill all of us. So she hasn't been back. Yeah, that's true. Wait, weren't we outside though? No, we were by Taka's body. Okay, so she probably saw him. Or did she? No, she would have said something. I mean, Celeste did. She corralled us away from the nurse's office. Because remember, she's like, oh, there's... Up there, I saw him around the corner. And we all ran upstairs. And then Celeste and Aoi went to the bathroom. I'm assuming Celeste said, hey, Aoi, we need to go to the bathroom together. Which let Hifumi's body get transported. So she's kind of corralling everyone away and in position. So I'm thinking, makes me scratch my chin, furrow my brow.
Then who might be the next target be, Togo?
Huh?
I completely forgot. She's still unconscious in the equipment room.
Well,
You left her at the scene of the crime?
We didn't have a choice. She passed out and she refused to wake up.
huh?
So she is still unconscious.
Wait, so you knew she was still up there and said nothing? Why?
That annoying little insect that clings to me wherever I go. We'd better be off with that. We're better off without her.
Also notice Celeste is very, I guess, defensive of the crime scene? Because she never really cared so much before. She's kind of like, I don't want to say dismissive, but kind of neutral.
Calm down. You forgot about her, didn't you? You have no right to blame me.
Everyone stop fighting right now. We need to hurry back.
I can't take this anymore. I don't want anyone else to die.
If something happens to Toko, I'll never forgive you.
Huh.
We shot out of the nurse's office and bolted up the stairs, headed back to the third floor. We ran back to the equipment room at full speed, and when we got there... Wait, now Taka's body's missing. What the fuck?
Togo. Thank God you're okay.
But right away I noticed there was something very different here. They probably used the dolly to transport the body, because those are wheel skids. It was gone. Taka's body, which should have been right here, had disappeared!
It can't be happening.
Are we hallucinating all of this or something?
No, it can't. It's not a hallucination.
I know I saw it before, and what I'm seeing now isn't what I saw before.
Huh?
What are you saying? Taka disappeared too?
Stop saying disappeared. It didn't just vanish into thin air. Obviously, whoever did it has hidden the body.
But why would they do that?
I couldn't possibly begin to imagine.
Anyway, our costume suspect is clearly continuing his crime spree. We gotta hurry up and catch him before he kills all of us.
Not possible.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
Huh?
Think about it. Who could possibly be reasonable for killing and hiding these two, responsible for killing and hiding these dead bodies?
Well,
When Hifumi's death cry went up, everyone here was together on the third floor.
it is so.
After that, we split up into two groups. So they're probably gonna blame Kyoko or Hiro. And now
this time, you all came here as a group from the nurse's office. In other words, the only one who could have done this is Hiro and Kyoko. Kyoko, who are still missing.
Hold on a second. Kyoko has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. There's no question that she was in the dining hall with us.
You seem very adamant about defending her. Perhaps you are in love?
Well, hang on a second. What are you... Wait, what? No, that's not it at all.
That's fine.
Well, anyway, yes, I do accept Kyoko's alibi.
Let's see.
Which means the suspicious individual we're looking for can be none other than Hiro.
Which further means there will be no more murder. The regulations are very clear about that.
Oh, that's right. There's a rule that said you can only kill a maximum of 2 people.
That's right.
As long as the rule is in place, there will not be a third murder. If they were to break that rule,
I mince you up! Mince you without a second thought! Mince you, grind you, turn you into paste! By the way, did you know that fish paste can also refer to shellfish like shrimp or crabs?
indeed.
Well, there he goes. He's crawling away.
Let's see.
So since 2 people have been killed, there is no possibility of any more.
Perhaps. You knew that from the beginning, didn't you, Byakuya? Which means that you knew Toko was never in danger.
I still meant it when I said we'd be better off without her, though.
In other words,
Anyway, with that in mind, we can now relax and search for the 2 missing bodies.
The 2 missing bodies. The 2 people have been killed and their bodies have been hidden. The only one without an alibi, the only one who could have done it is Hiro. But is he really the killer? And what about Kyoko? She's not involved in this case. Where did she go?
Hey, Makoto, what's the matter?
Oh, no, nothing.
Whatever, we need to find those bodies and our little... excuse me. Our little narrative can't move forward.
So then,
Very well, let us split up and begin searching.
but
There is no need to be afraid. No more murders will take place during this case.
I mean,
I know that. I do, but...
If you're still nervous, I'll come with you.
huh?
Oh, okay.
No need to thank me.
Muscle Mommy to the rescue.
So let's get moving. Yell out if you find anything.
Byakuya left the equipment room, followed by the others. I have to try and find the 2 missing bodies. I bet you it's going to be in the rec room, because that's one of the new rooms. It's either in the rec room or the art room. Let's check the art set for it's closer.
Closer.
We go think.
Search for the bodies that have disappeared. But what happens after that?
Huh?
The door must be locked.
Suspicious. Curiouser and curiouser.
I'm on the job, let's do it!
Damn, it's not in here. Just the Justice Hammer. Wait. Nope.
I better look around this floor first.
Oh, right, geez, fine. It's in one of the classrooms. Let's go 3A.
Despair Squadron, Monokuma!
Not in here. Ah, Makoto.
come on.
Why are you just standing there? We need to get to the repository.
Huh, you mean?
Indeed.
I found him. Wait, what do you mean you Oh, of course she found him! Hifumi and Taka's body have both been hidden in the repository.
I've already told Hina and Sakura. We'll go on ahead.
Bodies were found in the repository. Wait, the book repository? Where's that at? Wait. Is that the locked room? Are the bodies here somewhere? There's a little alien picture. You like that? Also, there's the, your Monokuma statue. It's pretty good looking. I like it. It makes me want to make one, too. There's no point in worrying about that right now. Up ahead is the repository. The doorknob turned. I guess it's unlocked. Then I have no choice but to go inside. So I opened the door, and when I entered, I got on the floor, and I did the dinosaur. Well, the two bodies that had disappeared were right there. The smell of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. Hey, there's all the hammers. Well, the missing ones, I guess. And then I heard the announcement for a second time. Ding dong, ding dong.
A body has been discovered.
Wait, did he do the body? Wait a second. Wait a second. He did one... Alright, hang on. He did one announcement for one body, and then he does a second announcement for a second body? Wait a second. Hang on a second. Did he do it for Hifumi, or did we assume he did it for Hifumi? Maybe he did it for Taka. Oh. Curiouser and curiouser.
After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
And so here we are.
The Monokuma file!
Hey, what's up, Marvy? Monokuma is definitely not sus. He may be strange, but I don't think he's ever lied.
I was gonna hand them out when he found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen.
Alright.
It was really hard to resist, but turns out I was right.
Just hand it over already.
Now make sure to investigate with all your mental might and prepare for the class trial.
See ya later!
Bye-bye.
Well then, now that we found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprit.
Hold on. How can he be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know.
Terrible.
Dead, gone forever. They're never coming back.
This is just too awful. Hina suddenly burst into treats. She clutched at Fumi's lifeless body.
Who would do this?
That is a heavy load that she's got.
Why? Why?
The tears landed on Hifumi's cheek. If this was some world of make-believe, that might have been what Hifumi opened his eyes. But this wasn't a movie. Taters, what are you looking at? This wasn't... Wait.
He's alive again?
Wait, what?
Where am I?
Wait, shut up!
Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
Hifumi, wake up!
That's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak.
Come on, you gotta wake up!
I remember everything.
Everything.
Before I met you all. I met you all.
His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us.
The light. It's reaching out to me.
It looks like anime.
Like the tail of a comet.
Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
He sprayed Gogurt all over my face.
Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasu.
Yasu?
Hiro.
Hero, huh? His eyes closed, and they never opened again. Death for a second time. Absolute, undeniable death. That was weird. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed on his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again.
This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality.
Honestly,
You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins? No calcium in your bones? At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
What a weird thing to say.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring.
He said Yasuhiro, right?
Then perhaps.
Yasuhiro Hagakure. That is the only we haven't found him yet. That is the only person he could have been referring to.
So, in other words,
And then with that, the case is solved.
Assaulting people and even killing Taka and Hifumi, and then going so far as to hide their bodies. A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what Hiro is?
What is this?
If that's true, I can't forgive him.
No way I can ever forgive him!
To kill two of our friends.
Anyway, it's about time we tracked down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although this time is not all that life or death, the trial will conclude without much trouble.
Indeed.
Yes, it does look that way. It's gonna begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this. To make sure everyone survives. Yeah, it's still pretty suspicious, like how he got around so quickly. How was he able to move Taka's body and Hifumi's body as we're going back and forth, right? We're going up the stairs, down the stairs, up the stairs, down the stairs. Especially to move Hifumi's body. That's a big body. First, I better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi, Yamada, and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death reached with a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon.
That's it?
very strange.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before.
That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could, anyway.
Maybe.
Well, there's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while.
Who are you talking about, Kyoko?
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice?
An accomplice? An accomplice?
What are you doing here?
Monokuma appears!
Don't be rude. I'm here to answer your question.
Well, what question?
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
It's probably, you know, I bet it's they eliminated one body, the two of them, and then they eliminated the second, which is probably the accomplice. The Hifumi's probably an accomplice to whoever killed Taka. Or maybe Hifumi killed Taka and was told to do it somehow, some way, and then the Blackened took out Hifumi.
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
In other words,
So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So, are you saying nobody worked together this time either?
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder. Only one Blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing.
So in other words...
Then we only need to figure out who that one Blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal.
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true Blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action.
The true Blackened, so just one person.
That's enough for explanifying. Now it's time to the final battle between all of you and the Blackened. Good luck to all the contestants.
So there can only be one Blackened, an accomplice wouldn't benefit.
Oh, then I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all.
You may be right.
If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
However, as long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
Indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. Oh, jumping to conclusions now, huh? Celeste? Or should I say, blackened? But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? We're talking about the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack.
What? I'm offended.
When did you...
I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found.
Yeah,
Anyway, you there, milksack swimmer girl.
Milksack?
Why do I gotta be a suspect?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time? I have an alibi, you know.
because she's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still laying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body.
Yep. Besides, I can calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
Yeah, especially she kills in a certain way, exactly. That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Let's see.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
So then, Hina, I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina?
Sure, I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
It's all clear now.
Then that's that. Let's begin.
This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. Nice. Yeah, Awie's kind of an airhead, but that's okay. That's why we like her. There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Mallets? Could the Justice Hammers have been designed using them as a model? By the way, all the hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait a second. For some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all. And it's wet. Ah, they cleaned it. That's the murder weapon. Did someone wash it recently? The spotless hammer. Hey, look. Wait, no, not that. Hifumi's big, cold body is laying on the floor. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office where he was discovered to the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing. How the hell? It's no good. I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. I noticed his glasses aren't pink. They were pink in the nurse's office. Well, I guess they were bloody in the nurse's office. Huh, wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. Yeah, see, they're all... his glasses! When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But now they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that and why? Nice. It's the dolly. It doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before, and I guess it's used to move statues around. It's kind of awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. Huh, but wait! Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? And look at the wheel! I knew it! There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel and the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? They loaded Taka's body onto the dolly, wrapped up in the tarp, and moved it downstairs to here for some fucking reason. Taka, he'll never move again. Well, it's probably to get Hifumi. Yo! What if Hifumi was never killed the first time? What if it was an act? That would explain how he was able to move someone was able to move his body so quickly, because he just moved himself. And he moved Taka's body here, and the person who killed Hifumi was able to get him and Taka together to get him out. The true Blackened, the true Blackened told Hifumi to move Taka's body here so they could kill Hifumi easier away from everyone. So that way they would be the true Blackened. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? There's a tarp laid out under his body. The killer used this to move Taka's body. That way, there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. Blue tarp.
Nakia, do you think Hiro really did it?
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah. What about the masked man and Hiro? Where does that come into play?
I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. The last thing Hifumi said when he died...
Yeah, he said Hiro's name.
In other words...
Then there is no room to suspect anyone else.
Okay, but what if he did do it? Why would he hide his identity with that weird costume?
Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see.
I mean, he is kind of dumb. But do you think he's that... You think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
What?
And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case?
Well, no, there's a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies?
They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, that we couldn't complete our investigation. But if
that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we?
Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron.
Is that really all there is to it?
The other thing that's bothering me is...
Why did they bother killing two people?
What?
Do what?
Because all the rule says if you can kill someone, you get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your number one priority is not getting caught. But killing two people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out.
I see.
Hold on, perhaps... I see. So that's what that means.
Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends.
Oh, what?
But you have my appreciation.
Bye.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all.
His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository.
He talks to himself if he figured something out. Well, if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was?
One of the monitors.
Nice.
There are many aspects to the incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened.
So then...
Would you like my help?
Sure. No, that's okay. It's probably just a recap.
So,
Hey, Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository.
Oh, what is it?
After Hifumi and Taka's body disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together, and we came right to the repository, you know, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside.
It was locked?
And we came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it, and why is it unlocked now?
I wonder the same thing.
The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there. But we'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. There's only one way in and out. Through the door that Hina said was locked before. There's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be locked from inside. I don't see any way to lock it from the art room. So the killer was in there, the true killer, and they left. But if Sakura and Hina were there, how'd the killer leave without them noticing? The door can only be locked from inside the repository, which makes me wonder, Hina and Sakura confirmed that the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies. The door was designed so that it can only be locked from inside. In other words, when Hina checked it out, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. But Hina claims that there's no way someone could have beaten them to the repository. So that certain someone... There's got to be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should check somewhere else. There are some places I already know about. First, the nurse's office where Hifumi was found, then the equipment room where Taka was found. Let's go to the nurse's office. Oh, what's up, Celeste? How you doing? A refrigerator? Wonder if there's anything to drink inside. After everything I've been through, I'm totally parched. Maybe just a quick peek. There's a bunch of blood packets in here for blood transfusions. Ah ha ha! He used one of the blood packets in here. Doesn't help me though, I'm not a vampire. That's where he got the blood. Justice Hammer 3, the one that was used to kill Hifumi. Someone moved the body but left the weapon behind. So Hifumi was alive. He just smeared himself with blood. Because I was also noticing the ground, the blood splatters. It's like he would be on the ground and then they'd smack him with a hammer. It doesn't match like if he was standing there. Wait, there's something inside. It's too small to be a handkerchief. Its glasses cleaning. Yep, there you go. He cleaned his glasses off with his pudgy princess cleaning cloth. And it's got some kind of cartoon character on it. Ah, it's also covered in blood. Oh, did you find something?
Yeah, there's a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
A cleaning cloth?
It's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe up some blood. But who would need to do something like that?
I haven't the slightest idea. Yeah, me neither, but I think it might be important. Because see, notice, like, the blood's like... It'd be conducive to, like, if he's laying down and the hammer came down like a golf swing. Like, if he was standing up and they smacked him with a hammer, it'd be splattered all over the walls and stuff, not on the ground.
What are you investigating, Celeste?
I'm not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I am simply going around seeing if Hiro might be hiding somewhere. What about you?
Oh, I'm just checking this and that. You know. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body.
Let's see.
How Hifumi was moved, eh?
When it disappeared, you're supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
Yes, indeed.
Correct. Tina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bat. Ah, see? She led her away. Aha! Oh! Mystery solved. But how'd she kill Hifumi? With the Justice Hammer! And when he got back, the body was gone? We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two. Yeah, Hina said the same thing. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in the short amount of time?
Indeed.
It would seem so. To carry off someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple minutes is... I can't think of it as anything less than impossible. Yeah, I think the only person who could ever move Hifumi would be Sakura. And Hifumi. But that's it. Celeste's count. That would be her full body workout, yeah. But she was with Taka's body. So let's go to the equipment room. Yeah, and Taka's body was moved down to the repository with the dolly wrapped up in tarp. Was she really attacked with this just as Hammer won? But what the heck is with this thing? Where the hell is Hero? Maybe he's like locked in a locker or something somewhere. Oh, yep, the dolly's gone. Also the tarp, too. Huh, this tarp. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before, and just recently, too. Some kind of tire mark going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room. That reminds me about the dolly in the repository. Blood on the tire. Could that blood have come from here? Could mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms are on the 3rd floor, so that should definitely have been possible. Okay, yep. But even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the 1st floor. Even with a dolly, there's no way he could get up on the 3rd floor.
That's still a total mystery.
Justice Hammer 4, the weapon that was used to kill Taka. The body was moved, but the murder weapon was just left here.
I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away. I'm super pissed I missed such an ultimately rare event.
Oh, I really haven't looked at Taka's body, have I? I was just thinking about that. I looked at Hifumi, but not at Taka. Oh, wait, no, I did. No, I did. He was like,
Oh, Taka's never gonna move.
And so this is where you were. I've been looking for you.
So you have?
I wanted to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Hero's room. Oh, and let me give you this.
meeting in the dining hall.
This is the note Hero wrote to get us all to meet up, right?
You remember well.
Yeah, it was like it was yesterday. Well, the penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
It's all clear now.
Anyway, this makes it clear, right? This is a trap.
What is?
Things grow ever more exciting.
What are you talking about?
I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation.
Bye.
Okay. So he said to go to Hero's room, but what's waiting for me there? Okay. Oh wait, I can just teleport. Oh, wait a second. Alright, hero. Way over here. Hero. The door is unlocked! I guess I can go inside. Gakuya did say to go look. It might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take the plunge. Wow, he's got a lot of stuff. This is Hero's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff in here. Where do you even get it all from? More importantly, he still hasn't turned up, which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right? God damn. Where did he get all this shit? I think there's something in the cardboard box. It's blueprints for something, and... oh, it says, something's made out of, it looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster. It's Robo-Justice. And it's in Hero's room. But wait, these blueprints. Something about them bother. Oh, the penmanship is horrible. Robo Justice blueprints. So the note. So he gave me the note to show Hero's handwriting, and this is in Hero's room with horrible, horrible penmanship. So it was planted. It wasn't Hero at all. Hero was the scapegoat. I soundlessly checked the bathroom. There's nothing in here. It's pretty grungy, though. How does a bathroom even get this dirty? It's a normal bed, pretty much like the one in my room. Alright. Makoto, big news! Big news!
Oh, what's wrong?
We found Kyoko.
What? Is she okay? Where is she?
Wait, I wasn't done. There's more big news. Robo Justice showed up too.
Robo Justice?
It's Hero wearing the costume. Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the second floor. I think Hero and Kyoko would turn up at the same time. Oh, maybe because maybe Kyoko apprehended Robo Justice and she was just waiting for someone to turn up so she could be like, hey, over here. I ran out to the second floor as fast as I could.
Robo Justice.
Oh, there he is. Oh, he was locked in the locker, huh?
Kyoko!
I mean...
Whew. Man, I had the worst day. Hero? Is he in here? Big locker near the pool. He's in here. Hero.
Huh? Oh, hey.
Yeah, duh. Who else would I be?
That's a good question.
What? Why do I look like this? What? Did someone come along and remodel me while I was sleeping? Was it the Illuminati? Huh. Did the Illuminati come along and remodel me in my sleep? He really is an idiot. Robo Justice finally made his appearance, huh? I guess Kyoko's the one that found him.
Right.
I found Hero. He was jammed into the pool room locker. He was in the locker! It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up.
Don't be mean.
I still can't believe you kicked me! You could have just a little more gentle about it, like, I don't know, caress my face or something?
What?
That's creepy.
Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
Well,
There was something I had to check up on.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
I can't never mind.
Maybe she's the spy or something. I don't know.
it's nothing.
Never mind.
Hey,
More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the mastermind? First of all, Hero, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that.
I mean...
I have no idea. The 1 second I was asleep, I don't even know how that happened. Then I woke up and I was like, I was here.
I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me just to look at you.
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself?
You got it all wrong.
I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing.
it would seem...
There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. So he was set up. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. It took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Hero out of the suit. It took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off. Free at last! Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hero?
So then,
More to the point, nobody but Hero would be able to wear that costume. Wait, hold on.
honestly,
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well.
is that okay?
In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume. Yeah, but how did he get it on? That's true. I saw the
No, I saw the blueprints myself.
Yeah, me too.
Could it be
Then it's obvious the one who put the costume on and went around attacking everyone
Terrible.
was Hiro! Shall we tie him up and gag him?
Just the worst.
Good idea. Why wouldn't... We wouldn't want him to kill anyone else.
Tie me up? Hey, hold on, guys. I think that's going a little too far.
That's right.
He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment.
Yeah, I mean...
Attacking blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
What the heck?
You can't talk your way out of this! It's been decided. You killed them!
Alright, hang on, Owie.
What? Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running around.
What are you saying?
You're the only one who can wear this costume. So who else could possibly be the costume attacker?
What the heck?
How do you know I'm the only one?
Maybe you should try it on yourself before you convict me.
Okay.
Fine, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will.
Without missing a beat, Hina started putting on the Robo Justice costume.
Huh. See? Look. See how loose it is?
That's adorable.
I mean, come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
Beep boop. Hina. Owie.
That's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hiro could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again. Well, now you're all out of excuses. No, you see, it's because you're a girl. If it was another guy, then...
Makoto, go ahead.
Okay.
Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on.
Oh, it's no good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this.
Just a second.
See, I told you it wasn't possible. You are absolutely right. It seems this costume was made to fit Hiro's body exactly.
But...
There's another costume. They must have one that looks the same, but it fits them.
Honestly.
If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence.
what the heck?
Evidence? You claim there is another suit, yes? Then you must find it and show it to us.
What the heck?
Just the worst.
Who cares? Hiro's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing anyway.
That's terrible.
Which is how we know it was him.
What?
I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's happening. Can someone, like, tell me? Robo Justice costume has been added.
What the heck?
If you don't mind telling me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Hey, Makoto, who was it?
Well, 2 people were killed. Taka and Hifumi.
2 people?
Just the worst.
Why are you freaking out? You did it.
I did not.
Wait, hold on. If those 2 are the ones that were killed... That's it, I know who did it!
So then,
You may as well tell us then. Taka and Hifumi were fighting over Alter Ego, right?
I'm at least
Which means
30%
Alter Ego and or Chihiro must have done it.
correct.
I see, that's unfortunate.
Please.
Unfortunate?
What the heck?
Stop trying to trick us, just admit that you did it, okay? I'm telling you, you got it all wrong!
Oh, so then.
I know, that note!
Note.
Last night, someone slipped a weird note on my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole, maybe we can use it to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet at the rec room at 1 a.m. But the last thing I remember is going to the rec room, then for some reason I fell asleep.
Hey.
The real killer probably drugged me or something.
Just the worst.
Not a chance.
So,
No, hold on. We could be onto something. The nurse's office did have a chemical that could do that.
Oh, really?
I told you someone's trying to set me up! A secret passage, a chance to escape, someone wrote that to trick me. Even if that's true, you must be one of the dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that flows in front of you. Says Owie. Well, after being trapped here so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right?
They preyed on my desire to get out of here. They deceived me. I still don't buy it.
Don't be mean.
Well, you should buy it.
Just a second.
Okay, then show us that note. With pleasure. I have it right here in my pocket.
No way.
Looks like I lost it. Yeah, sure.
Please.
You gotta believe me. I wouldn't hurt a fly. As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason. What the heck? For serious? Yashio's account has been added.
Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins.
Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it! Why? Why did you kill them? Tell us! Like I said!
Just the worst.
Is it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broken, that's why. Wait! False accusation! Accusation! Someone help me!
What are you saying?
Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you.
If you have time to yell and carry on, you have time to search for your evidence, right?
Oh, you're right. I need to look for the second suit of that note. Feet don't fail me now. I guess I better get back to guard duty. I was gonna ask Toka, Genocide Jack, to switch with me. But if she and Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands. Bye. One by one, everyone peeled away. Makoto, do you have a second? Huh? I want you to help me with the investigation.
It would seem...
It looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground.
Sure, I don't mind helping. Can you promise me something? Later when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
Why is that?
No.
Well, fuck you then, bitch. I'm out of here.
To reject me so simply.
Anyway...
I need your help, if you don't mind, do you?
Oh, okay. Oh, I can't stay mad at you, my new queen.
Shall we go?
Thanks then. Now then, shall we?
Hey,
So Makoto, first I'd like you to examine the corpses.
Oh, examine the corpse.
I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
correct.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
Hey,
Wouldn't you agree?
How am I supposed to know that answer?
anyway...
We have to hurry before the class trial begins again.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Okay, then show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository. Then I guess we should head that way for now. Hey, what's up, Rem? Give me the map. Rah, come on now. Come on, there you go. Woo!
Yeah, yeah.
Ah! I go much faster sidestepping. Hifumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid. But only for a moment.
So then...
Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies.
I knew it.
Monokuma File was right. They were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable. Okay. Taka was killed by a blow to the head. He must have been struck with Justice Hammer 4, which was laying on the floor in the equipment room. There's a tarp laid out under his body. The killer must have used it to move Taka's body. That way, it wouldn't leave any blood stains as it was moved.
I see.
Makoto, I found something.
Oh, you did?
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand?
He did?
Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much?
No, it's not. Anyway, so you said you had a watch?
So then...
Take a look. It's broken. You can see the hands aren't moving right. It most likely broke when he had an encounter with his assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock. So he died before the lunch meeting, or the breakfast meeting. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6.
That's right.
The last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken.
Hey, you! How long were you gonna keep us waiting?
Oh wait, I gotta... Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch.
It's almost 10 o'clock. You know that? Bedtime for all little boys and girls.
In other words,
So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m., meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning.
however,
And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. He appears to be gripping something.
Oh, you're right. There's something white in there.
Makoto,
Can you try and pry it out?
Me?
because
Rigor mortis has already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right? Well, Sakura's right there.
Okay.
As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. The ice-cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist.
A piece of paper.
hey,
Was that all he had in his hand?
Yeah, that's it.
Just a little scrap of paper.
Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
is that right?
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Kafumi's body.
So then,
Let's check Kafumi's body now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to move Kafumi's massive corpse. From the nurse's office where he was discovered to the repository, all the way from the first to the third. It's not possible. Further, it seems Kafumi died from a blow to the head. Oh yeah, we already saw that. Yeah, we know that. Yeah. Sakura. Makoto. So did you find anything?
I did.
More than I expected, to be honest. Look at this.
A wad of paper.
that's right.
Kafumi had it hidden on him. Hidden?
Indeed.
He'd stuff it in his pants, so I can only assume he hid it on purpose, you see.
In his pants? Wait, so you did...
Why is that?
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something. I don't know what that means.
Hey,
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto, open it up. When I think of how it was stuffed down his pants, it's like... It better be important, Hifumi, or I'll never forgive you for this. I found this hole, maybe. We can use it to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now, let's meet up in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
A note?
so
That sounds very familiar.
Oh, that's it. The same thing Hiro said. Then he was telling us the truth.
however,
Although it's not exactly the same, is it? Last night someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole, maybe we could use it to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else. For now, let's be in the rec room at 1 a.m. Maybe that was Taka's note, so that was how they got Taka into the repository, or the storage, yeah, the repository. No, the equipment room. Then they moved him down here. Hiro told us that his note said to meet at 1 a.m., but this note... Yeah, this one says the equipment room. His said the rec room.
is that right?
Just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him.
Huh?
So,
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there.
Can you explain a little?
Think carefully.
hey,
Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly?
I have no idea.
so then,
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer.
Oh, okay.
hey,
And while we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The two victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. The handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place.
So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right?
is that right?
If you didn't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come to a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. A handbook may play a role? I don't think I understand, but if Kyoko thinks it's important, I'd better keep it in mind. Okay. Oh, here we go.
It's trial time!
Ding dong, a bing bong.
Are you excited? Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin! Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing with life and death. And so, with no further ado, everyone please meet at the usual spot. Great! Make your way to the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Shall we go?
Well, we'd better get going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all the evidence is kind of like... So I think Hifumi wasn't dead. I think he was playing dead, which allowed him to move Taka's body for some reason down to the equipment room. Also, this Robo Justice blueprint matches the same handwriting as this. So I think... I don't know if Hifumi wrote that. He may have. But it could have been the Blacken. The true Blacken that wrote the, I mean, who knows? Maybe Monokuma lied about that? But I think the announcement was when they discovered Taka. Or no, yeah, I think that announcement was the Taka discovery. Hifumi was never the one that was being announced as the dead body. Otherwise, he'd say he'd have the two announcements at the same time. But then he had another announcement later. But that's just, I don't know. I think it's just very anime that he came back to life with the tear. I think that's just some anime stuff. I think he did. He truly died in that area, and that the first announcement was for Taka. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
Hello!
He's multiplied!
Wrong.
Nope, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma?
Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, tough crowd.
You're not playing along.
We're not here to play with you.
Alright, bye.
Hey!
Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train, elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Alright then, shall we?
Please.
I'm not mentally prepared yet.
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
I told you already I didn't do it, for serious.
That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume or the note? No. How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit. And also Celeste is very, she's very easy to accuse someone when she's never been that way before.
Hey.
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first, then the story can really begin.
I think he's definitely the scapegoat.
Yeah, good idea.
That's right. I have to do it. And remember, Hifumi was playing the master servant role with Celeste, so he would fucking do whatever he said if she would implore him enough. So I think she told Hifumi to go make that robot. Yeah, he was very... Remember when he made tea for her? Remember that tea segment? And she made him make the tea perfectly? So he was very submissive to her. So I think, based on his, I guess, craftsmanship, he would be able to craft that anime stuff. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, he's talking about his anime figures. Remember, like his 2D. But we were talking about,
Oh, but what? It's 3D. Oh, but it's kind of 2D, 3D in a way.
but I think Celeste told Hifumi to kill someone. I guess Taka, and maybe blame Hiro for it. And then in order to get rid of Hifumi, she had to... I don't know why she would move the body, though. Maybe to get them both in the same place. So then she could kill Hifumi. And then she could become the true Blackened. Because there's no point in being an accomplice. She can't just tell him to do it, because then he'd have the Blackened status and graduate. For everyone who's still alive, and for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is... someone right here! I took one last breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk towards the elevator. Once everyone was aboard... the doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. Yeah, there's only 8 left, and we're about to lose another one. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open, opening up into the cruel fate. It's okay, Pudding Pop. You're a cool treat, so you can keep your cool.
When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few you are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
But what? Do you really hate me that much? I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial.
Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial of the commercial break. I'd never hold out on you like that. Let's begin. Get to your assigned seats.
And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Extraordinary focus. That's it. Let's do it.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the Blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Owie, no.
Was that?
What?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence.
No, that's wrong!
Blueprint for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know.
Is Hiro really the killer, or... Before anything else, we have to make that clear. Robo Justice. Yashihiro's message. Robo Justice blueprint. What was Yashihiro's message? Oh, it was a really neat handwriting.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hiro, why? Why did you...
Wait, hang on. How do I switch? There we go.
Just hold on a second.
Compelling evidence that Hiro's the killer. So I think it's the blueprint plus his message.
Everything everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
No! She blocked it!
The culprit.
It's not true. It's
Hero, what?
no. Just hold on a second.
Hang on, I'm getting there.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they
Bia!
are all proof enough.
No, that's wrong!
Are we sure Hero really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared.
Oh, Monokuma's gonna be like, wait, what? Who's that?
The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No. Hero says he's been taught.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
And he is not the only one. I think Hero is innocent as well.
Oh, thank God! I'm so glad you're with me on this one, Byakuya.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit? Is it like Hero said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
No, that's
The
wrong.
Suspicious individual
Oh yeah, you're right,
hidden
Bacula.
within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
It was Hero. It was Hero, but he was like knocked out or something. And like and they made a point to say that you couldn't really move in the suit. So I don't know why I think they just used him as like structural support. Like they just used his body for support to hold up the suit.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
Oh yeah, that's right, the picture. That was probably set up too. The suspicious individual in question, the one in the suit, the Illuminati! I knew it! It was Hina. No, it was Hero.
I got it! Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
Oh, that's right, they vibrate too.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Objection.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
Bacula wears a lot of eyeliner.
All things have a proper order.
I mean, just look at that. That's some thick lashes.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
He does look like he needs to be in Yu-Gi-Oh!
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
He used a tarp, and he used a dolly. The things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been the dolly.
I got it!
You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
The things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been, and the blue tarp.
I got it!
That was duh.
A dolly and a tarp, right?
Yeah, no shit.
Oh god, he figured me out. How could he have known the dolly and the tarp were used?
What's with that attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. and then we rediscovered it in the repository.
Wait, maybe he... maybe Bacula didn't actually know how they moved the body. He's just trying to pass it on.
Why is there a tarp in here? I don't get it at all.
And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
Wait, that's what it's for? What the fuck?
It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tar. And the dolly?
He sabotaged the case again.
Oh, I just felt like it'd be fun. God, what's wrong with you all?
Same thing.
I would have spoken up if you got it wrong anyway.
I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's
No,
body.
he did. I don't think he would do it again. He doesn't have the balls.
But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository...
You know, I just realized that the last trial was like 2 hours long.
So did the dolly.
That's because we had to deal with Bacula's bullshit.
They used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Why would I be mistaken? Huh? Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
No, it moved because there was blood on the wheels.
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
I already know who did it. Go on, peon, tell him.
There is no shame in being wrong, and nobody expects much from you anymore.
Whoa, damn, dude! Even Leon felt that from beyond the grave. Look at his shocked expression.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Damn! She followed it up too! Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change their mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element has been added to the bullet time. Yeah. Yeah, someone give me some air horn. Starting with the next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements, but from now on, just locking on and pressing the Y button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements no matter how locked you are in. However, you can reload by pressing the X button. Okay. Oh, shit. X button now has functions. You will automatically reload at the start of fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. Well, if you actually... Oh, jeez. She kind of has a slinky appearance, doesn't she? Okay, I got bullets.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst.
I don't remember what my
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot
Jeez.
I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
I don't remember how to do the fever time.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
I don't remember.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's trail. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Yeah, that's right. Get out of here, Slinky. Does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
That was an interesting experience. Now settle down, children. I'm talking.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
It's a hug robot.
I'm not sure that really matters.
It's Robo Justice, right? It dispenses hugs.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Yes, please, tell us.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
I will say it's obvious, so you explain it.
But look at how the body was moved. It'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? They couldn't move around, I guess. Robo Justice costume, repository, dolly, Robo Justice blueprints.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
That one right there.
Then you could push the dolly no problem. So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly...
Sorry,
I don't think I realize anything.
As we know, Taka was killed and from there.
Yeah, the culprit then loaded it onto the...
Now, keep in mind that the...
Well, yeah. All you'd have to do is bend over.
No.
Then you could push the dolly no problem.
Wait, did I miss it?
So the killer can carry the
Ah.
If you accept, then you must realize that sorry, I don't think I As we know, and from there...
Yeah, the then loaded it onto...
Now, keep in mind...
Well, yeah. All you'd have to do is bend over.
No, that's wrong!
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Come on, Owie, you were in it.
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
Blind as a bat, can't see my feet at all. You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Not to mention they have to bend down and put the corpse on the dolly.
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go on wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
Ah, but he can't move it because it's locked. There's no chance of the costume. Once you're on, you can't take it off. You can't take it off by yourself. You can never take it off. It's this one.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
That DDR segment really messed up my health. I can't actually get it off. A little help. Clasp on the back is keeping you from getting it off. Pretty sturdy. Can't get it off on your own. Yeah, they'd leave a lot of Robo bloodstained footprints.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
Oh, really?
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
Are you sure he's being dragged away and not just standing there?
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
That guy hit me.
What guy?
Robo Justice.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Allie, please. Quit being so easily convinced.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone.
Well, no, I know she's definitely an airhead. Absolutely, she's an airhead.
That was around 8 a.m.
But that's okay.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume.
How you doing, Steel?
As it turns out, it was Robo Justice.
Robo Justice.
It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? Saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that...
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
And then...
Ninja!
Huh? What was that? Downstairs. Fufumi. Time to get back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
But was it for Hifumi and not for Taka?
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room.
Remember, there was 3 people in this room as well.
We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time.
Ah.
Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Fumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening!
Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
Oh, so she did find it first. Interesting, huh?
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
Hey, thank you, Reset.
I appreciate that host, my friend.
And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Broken wristwatch, Monokuma, Yashihiro's message. I'm thinking broken wristwatch.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
The order the Justice Hammers were used in the commit the murder. Something about it bothering me.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What order?
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with while Taka's death came from...
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
That must be the order.
So, regarding I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed. Taka came last.
Damn it.
What makes you say?
Because of the number.
It's true that he while Taka's death.
No, that's wrong.
So it's obvious Taka came after. So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in.
No. Damn it. Shit. Man.
So, regarding Taka's death,
Monokuma
I
File
wonder if
3.
he died before Hifumi.
Oh no, it's the message.
Or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
It's the message. The message.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
I messed it up.
So, regarding Taka, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in.
No, damn it.
Shoot.
Oh well. I did it for the achievement. Nobody believes me. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Uh-oh. I guess this is going to be interesting to see what happens, right?
Class trial's over. Who's the blackened? Woohoo!
Wait, they voted on Makoto?
Makoto is not the blackened. Too bad. Real killer gets to graduate. On the other hand, everyone else must now be punished.
Is this really the end for all of us?
Like, how did they come to the conclusion that it was Makoto? Yes, give it another shot.
Refuse to give up yet.
Okay, okay, good, okay. He's being a dick. Alright, so it's the message.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he
Oop.
or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were
So it's not that one.
Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came. So, I wonder if
It is the
he
watch?
died before, or perhaps it was. We already know Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that
Damn it!
Hifumi was killed with
Fuck!
while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came. So, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
You guys.
So, regarding Taka's death,
I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's not even that one either. Damn it, what am I missing? I'm being stupid.
So, regarding Taka's death,
I'm trying to...
he died before he
Ugh.
or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say
Probably
that?
the Monokuma file.
That he while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Oh, it's true, I have the flashback bullet.
Regarding
But is it
Taka's
that-
death, I wonder if he died before he or perhaps it was after.
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Is it what order?
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
I don't know. I don't know what they want.
Regarding Taka, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
It's true that Hifumi
I have no
was
idea what they
killed
want me
with
to
Justice
give.
Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of justice.
See? So it's obvious Taka came.
What the fuck do they want me to?
So, regarding, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in.
I have no idea what they want me to do.
Shoot. So, regarding Taka's, I wonder if we, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
I don't know. I have no idea what they want from me.
So, regarding, I wonder if, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed while Taka's dead.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So maybe the order of the justice hammers were used to commit the murder. Something about that is bothering me.
So, regarding Taka,
Yeah, flashback.
I wonder if, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came
What
last
order?
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed
With just while Taka's dead.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Maybe
So, I
maybe
wonder if, or perhaps
numbering with what order?
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the justice hammers.
It's true that Hifumi while Taka's dead.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, regarding Taka, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed.
Oh, thank God.
No, it's wrong.
No! That's wrong!
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order
I'm
as
like,
their
what the hell do you want from me?
If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. Now it's probably like the note or the watch. Hangman's Gambit. Oh. I don't remember. Well, okay.
Nobody believes me!
Wristwatch.
I refuse to give up yet.
Well, I didn't know what the word was, so... Now I know, so poo-poo.
I know, we're not going to get an A on this one.
Now I understand.
This game's stupid anyway.
I've got it.
My 2000 universe IQ is just too much for this game.
See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night, so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size.
Yeah, also rigor mortis set in too. And he was cold.
That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
What was that?
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
Bonk.
We all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know. They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on.
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
But Hiro was locked up in his little fucking robo suit, and Kyoko would have no ability to move Hifumi's body. Why do you keep digging your own grave, Celeste?
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said...
Could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time. It would seem so.
His body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Oh my god! Nani?
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another... ghost!
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
Nailed it!
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
I've solved this already.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible? Broken wristwatch, equipment room bloodstain, Celeste's account.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I don't remember what Celeste's account was.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
Chance he was still alive.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt. And you know that how? Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And
Dead body found.
Is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal
else's
someone
discovery?
else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
But the body discovery announcement was only made once. That much I'm sure of.
Are you saying
So
that
I
when
think
we
it's
first
an
found
absorption.
Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
It's this one. It's this one.
And that is why the announcement was made.
He was actually still alive.
Are we really so sure? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first... There's a chance
He was actually...
No, Hifumi was dead, and you know that how? Surely you heard the body discovery announcement. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Damn it! Please stop wasting my time.
Yes! Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
He was actually still alive.
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Shoot! Alright, it's not that one.
Are you saying that when we first...
There's a chance he was actually
No, it is Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Surely you heard the body. The Hifumi's dead body had been, and that
Dead body
is
had been
why
found.
The announcement was made.
Are we really so sure? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard
It was
the
someone
body
else's discovery. It's this one.
along with the rest of us.
Maybe.
Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No, that's... No, that's wrong!
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
See? One was for Taka, one was for Hifumi later.
That didn't answer our question, man. We were asking if you were a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Second body discovery announcement. The first time I played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. Second time was when they were rediscovered.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Ding dong.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement should.
Well, it would be. Do you think they would count the killer as one of the discoverers of the body? I don't think so, right? But Celeste did say she found the bodies.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
I wonder why you say that, Celeste. He wiped his glasses off. His glasses, yeah.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, you're wrong!
No, it's wrong.
Oh, they almost got me with that first one.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
His pretty pudgy princess handkerchief.
His glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can. I got it!
There you go.
It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The pretty, pudgy princess.
The character was
Oh, Princess Piggles.
from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
Wow, you remembered that. I'm surprised.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere! But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done! God, what an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The Illuminati! Taka moved himself.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
Anything for my 2D princess.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Man, it's like these two always talk down to everyone.
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact.
But then they're like, no,
pointing to
you
his
tell him instead,
involvement
Makoto.
has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto?
Smug by
The
proxy.
item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Now it's time for the note.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Ah, yes, of course. The perfect hiding place for anything. Their pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
Found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet up at the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants! Of course, it makes perfect sense.
I got it! That's right, Taka. The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy! Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right? Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jill is seriously scary, but still, I can't let her get to me. Oh, here we go again. Glass cleaning, broken... Oh, Jesus. Blue tarp, Hifumi's glasses, spotless hammer. Spotless hammer, maybe?
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Yes, it does. That's wrong!
No, that's wrong. No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
It sounded like he had it was like a mouthful of popcorn or something when he's like...
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show up.
Why do you keep asking for proof? Proof that Hifumi stole the note from Taka. It was ripped. This one.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
You wouldn't do that before?
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap.
That's right, errand boy. Where's my evidence? Come on, hurry up and get it, would you?
Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive!
No, you dum-dum.
Sorry, no.
Hero, you big
Found
dummy.
in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Whoa! How dare you?
Who are you calling
when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
Oh, now she speaks up.
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
Damn, Hero. Look at you.
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
Yeah, he had two of them he rubbed together.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either.
It's the washed off hammer.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is,
Yeah, the single
how
neuron
could the
fire went.
culprit have gotten
It
their
went like
hands
this.
on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
Oh, you know, because you did it. I'm looking at you, Celeste. I'm wondering how you're gonna get executed. That's what I'm thinking.
Which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
This trial is called the Bonkening.
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Have to find the truth. Blue tape, spotless hammer. That's what it was called.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
The spotless hammer.
Was it Justice Hammer 3?
No.
Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
No.
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear.
What?
The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. And for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder.
You know, if Celeste used the hammer to bonk Hifumi, wouldn't there have been a big splatter? Wouldn't she be covered in splatter?
If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
I mean, she would try to push the there's no reason for an accomplice narrative because she killed Hifumi, so she is blackened. So she is safe to push that. Spotless hammer, broken wristwatch, blue tarp. I don't think any of those are going to match.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Maybe that one? Is it possible of an accomplice really that insane, or is there some chance there were two?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible.
No, that's wrong!
No, it's wrong.
All right, we're getting the momentum now.
It's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime, and based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
I wonder who Celeste was trying to kill then.
A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
Like, do you think she was planning to kill Hifumi the whole time, or do you think she had someone else in mind?
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
Well, there you go.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
She abused the simp again!
Help but admire its cunning. Still,
Remember,
their
don't
choice of
simp.
accomplice
No
seems
simp.
odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic at this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning. It was why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing. Although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at
I
this.
understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out the number of actions and in the end murdered him. In the debates up until now, the way the case is unfolding, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Me! Celeste.
My answer. It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am
You've always been suspicious.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him,
Ooh, you're starting to lose your cool there.
that I would go within 10 feet of that shit from brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Uh-oh.
Pardon-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only the paper hidden? The screaming, encountering the suspicious individual. Yeah, that one.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Really?
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
Yeah, I would love to see Bakula try to do a case on his own.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow!
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
The strange costume man.
Hey, it's what I said, you butt nut. Oh, so he's just taking my Yep,
Once
taking the
she'd
wind out
done
of my
her
sails.
job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to.
What was that?
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Why don't we split up? I love those kind of flashbacks where it's like, she was the one who told us to split up. Flashback. Hey, we should split up.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were
Or
working
flashbacks
together,
like 5 minutes
all
ago.
those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
Yeah, see,
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him we're on the third floor.
See, she
Everything's
corralled
going
us very
according to
well.
plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then
And that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Go on, Makoto. Tell her one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Makoto, hurry up! Bring me my evidence right now! Post haste!
Just like those guys died.
I knew it! It was those guys! Cause she knew! She knew!
I remember her saying that too. But
Those guys!
I don't
Those
understand
guys! Plural!
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You were passed out.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said?
Go on, Celeste. Tell him the evidence. I dare you. Come on, say it. Come on.
If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Kuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make any sense, but what the hell what is he alluding to? E-handbook.
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Those guys.
And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
But I don't know what I should shoot at it. Should I shoot the so strange at the I should shoot so strange at those guys, right? That's what I'm thinking.
All I said was they must be really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die. Just like, and that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
I think it's this one and those guys.
What's up, Shrimp?
All I said was they must be really enjoying the sight of us. They must be positive. We are all going to die here. We are going to die. Just like those guys.
No, that's wrong!
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after.
Wait, that's what it was? I mean, yes, that's right, exactly. I knew it all along.
So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
Oh, she's vibrating.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations.
Imagination!
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took?
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on. And then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Because you set it up with Hifumi!
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
We already know you're working with Hifumi.
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
No, you're wrong. Nope, you're wrong. Nope. If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is that they're dancing. Hifumi's dragging the suspect away. Hifumi and the suspect had been drinking. Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. I mean, I don't think it's these two.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Whoa! Oh, you got him!
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
Oh, he's carrying it. Yeah, you can see it now.
The picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Damn. Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away, but is that really possible? Damn, there's a lot of these. Spotless hammer, message, Robo Justice costume. Oh my god.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
The blueprints?
And the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all.
No, the blueprints. Because you can't bend over. There's definitely a contradiction with Celeste trying to claim. Yeah, because you can't bend over. It's only standing up straight ever.
Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Oh, shit.
Shoot!
Dang it.
You dressed me up in that suit after
Is it the costume?
Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him. You tried to make me look like the bad.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture.
I would assume the blueprints would say, look, it can't bend over.
If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up.
Of course.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong!
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that, because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
It has an owie in it.
totally cannot bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
I like her shocked face. It's better than always seeing her just sitting there smiling.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed
But I guess she
Hiro
is
into it.
the queen of gambling or whatever, so she's always in a poker face.
That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Do I have to do the rhythm game again? Please don't let me do the rhythm game again.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Yeah, wouldn't it be, fold?
Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Her voice sounds familiar.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Watch Celeste, like, first or last name is Yasuhiro.
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Please!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
He said for serious, he said... Well, I guess he never did a nickname. He never said for serious. So I guess he said people's last names.
I got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever...
That's where the e-handbook comes in. It'll tell her her real name.
But the name he said doesn't apply to
Because she never told us her name. She just said Celeste.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one
And Kyoko
person
brought up,
it
you
could
can use the
apply to.
e-handbook.
And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit!
Her voice sounds so... Who did this voice?
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
Well, I guess from this... Yeah, you do right now.
Do I?
Yes, you do!
I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up!
It almost sounds like she's using a voice changer. Just a little bit.
My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
She's doing a good job.
Celeste still won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. E-handbook. It's gotta be E-handbook. None of the other ones.
Ifumi was trying to tell us something. He
Slap that
wanted
hit.
us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
Lindsay Sade.
Celeste, you haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg! God damn it!
Whoa, is it upside down? Settle down!
Do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict
That one.
me,
No, that's wrong!
No, that's wrong.
Justice has been served.
That's it. The handbook.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
Ha! Monoplot device! This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it! When you start it up, it'll display your name! Always make sure you have the right one!
So all we have to do is check our handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Well, then we'll just say you're guilty.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened?
We'll just say you're guilty. I mean, you're done.
Please, just tell us.
Yeah, the court disagrees with you.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
Oh, here we go.
And
Comic
that'll
time.
bring everything to an end.
The climax. Do we got the ball? Yes, the ball. Fuck yeah. Oh, that fucking face, man. I love it. The booba. Let's see here. I'm assuming they're shaking hands. He shows up. Hero shows up. They strap him into the robot suit. Take the picture. Let's see here. $1 a.m. Let's move on. $6 a.m. Looking at his watch. Nani? Let's see. Justice Hammer 4. Bloody. Let me see that picture. What the hell is that? Oh, that's over here. That's just right there. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? What else we got? Blood pack of blood. Spun around. We discover him. We discover Taka. I know back there, yeah. I don't know what the fuck this would be. Maybe it's one that was back here. Justice Hammer 4, the clock, the picture. No, I think that'd be fine. Let's see. He puts him in the tarp. Bloody hammer. Wraps him up in the tarp. Oh no, pushes him on the dolly. Yeah, he puts him up, wraps him up, pushes him on the dolly, takes him out of the repository. He's singing a song because he's so happy he did his job. And let's see here. This one, though. I don't know. Justice Hammer 2? No. Justice Hammer 3? Oh, number 3. Yeah, here we go. Number 3. And then this one, number 2. That's the only one that would fit, because he got bonked with number 2. And then he was supposedly killed with number 3. Number 4 was actually used on wait, was it number 4? Yeah, it was number 4. Yeah, because he has it right here. Number 4. Still have this one right here. That's 1 a.m. No. This way. They call him at 1 a.m. He shows up. He's like, hey guys, what's going on? They grab him. Alright, let's see here. They discuss their plan together. 1 a.m. rolls around. Hero shows up. They put Hero in that. She takes a picture. Now it's 6 a.m. for Tara, and then he beats him over the head, and then they show the picture. He beats himself with number 2. Nurse's office, he beats himself with supposedly number 3. They get found out. Hifumi grabs the stuff, dollies out, and then Bloody Hammer, done and done.
Here's exactly what happened.
Let's do it. Let's climax.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of
Look at that face.
impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone
You look
they
like
met with was Hero.
Looks like a monkey.
The murderous duo intended to pass Hero off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hero. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan.
I got caught up on one of the endless debate segments.
They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
because I didn't understand what they wanted from that endless debate, so I was just kind of like, what?
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office.
Yeah, I totally forgot how to play the DDR segment, so I didn't know how to do my special when they did their special. So I was like, wait, what? What do I do?
This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for.
And so I ended up with like half a heart or 2, or like 1.5 hearts or something. It was just like, oh well.
You took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3.
He's anime transforming!
And turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is... Sorry, you lose.
Complete!
Lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words?
Well, this can be your last time too, because you did.
They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Wait! This is... Wait! She was also in Yakuza! It was the lady! The main character!
So, you finally accepted it.
It was, Oh, what the fuck was her name?
I'm the kind of person Once I've lost, I don't
It
like
is!
this to drag on.
It's totally her! The other one from the Yakuza, the other main character. The girl. The waitress. Oh, I forget her name.
Interesting.
Oh, what did they call her? Ha, I still got an A. Oh man, now I'm trying to remember what her name was. Damn it. Well, I guess I made up for it with all the other spots.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay.
Okay.
If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened?
It wasn't Seiko? Damn it. It totally sounds like Seiko.
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Maybe... I know I've heard her name before, or her voice before. Thank you. I'll look at that. Let's see here. Let's see, Lindsay, where do I recognize your voice from? She does a lot of anime. Anime! Yeah, Celestia Ludenberg. I gotta find this. I'm gonna find it. I know I recognize her from somewhere. She's in Dragon Ball Z. Trigun? Shit. I don't know then. Huh.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan.
Alright, I'm doing it!
But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder.
I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying.
My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use, you know... I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into.
Oh, does that mean?
Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation.
I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words...
Then you're the one who stole that.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it'd disappear, I paid Hifumi a little visit. Nice costume back there, dude. He has all his anime figures. How did he get all his anime figures?
What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
what? Are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it.
So then,
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the pictures as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
No, it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
as for me...
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh, he did?
As for me...
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then... It's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
That's a crime! An absolute crime! I mean, he's got a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far!
Yes, he would never do that, actually. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life.
Completely unforgivable.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Actually...
Taka is planning to use her to escape, and he has made you his target.
What? Escape? You don't mean...
Taka's going to try and kill you. And also, he can keep her to himself.
This is completely unforgivable.
Honestly.
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
Absolutely not. How could I?
I swear!
I have to save her!
Actually...
Then would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape to this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see. Now I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But...
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. I mean, yeah. That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well, when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead?
What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay with
That's
this?
simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it.
It all seems very straightforward. Stereotypical.
I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end... So you had planned to kill him all along?
But of course, there would have been no point in my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can a human life mean so little to you?
Well...
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean.
Now you sound like Bacula.
I wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape.
But
All along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch.
Whoa, damn, dude!
Obviously, that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
You little bitch.
I wanted to get out every day with fresh torture. And do you want to know why?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream.
Oh, what was that dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle.
A castle?
Well, you really are a vampire. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards. This is very anime. I was gonna make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what my life is all about. Well, now you gotta die. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why wouldn't I?
Just the worst.
Sounds so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it.
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people I can even fool my own emotions. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious.
Oh, and that's why you're not scared.
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice,
Isn't
then
it wonderful?
I think I'd like to come back as Maria Antoinette. You just get executed again. Celeste smiled then, and when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Are you all done? Okay, let's get rolling. The black and disturb the peace. It must pay the price.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Yay!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
I told you, that's all you had to do.
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Bonk. Game over. Time for punishment. Is she gonna get guillotined? The burning of the Versailles witch. Oh, they're gonna... Oh, okay. Brutal. Oh. No, no, we're not gonna burn her. We're gonna run her over with a fire truck. Just kidding. Good job, Kuma. Fire safety. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and...
Oh, isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of the regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez, and here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
What do I care about hope? I'll throw it into the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
Ah, you're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but the reality just can't be avoided. Oh, don't talk to me like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did you see you got some kind of key-type object from Celeste?
Hey!
What's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh. How exciting.
Oh man, oh jeez, oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about that.
What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body. What does that mean?
Okay, so things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time we got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
Woohoo! See ya!
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair, there was one small hope.
Hey, Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what is that key that Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
What? And that means Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to mess what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I meant by why you. There's still the risk of a spy, you know.
Then I'll go too.
Oh, then I'll go too.
What?
You?
Please let me go.
Standing here arguing is just gonna draw more attention to us. Do whatever you want.
Oh, thank you, Bacula.
well then.
Then it's up to you now.
I'm going to the dining hall. Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Man, she really is full of air, but that's why she's the best.
Oh yeah, let's go.
So then,
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key. Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
Hey, good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's safe, thanks goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart.
I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon, maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer.
The battery life on that laptop is amazing. So we can now officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but...
Can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However,
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now.
I don't need to know. That just makes me want to more worried.
what?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that...
It's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too.
Oh no! I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me?
Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends.
Simp. Hey man, this guy's a simp.
He hasn't learned, he just moved on to the next girl. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more.
Oh, then.
That's fine.
Fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see...
Illegal Twitch words.
Banned. What I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believed in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back... She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? Well, we're gonna have to find out what it is next time. Because we're ending it there on that little cliffhanger. I guess we'll find out what's in that boys' locker room next time. So my friends, thank you for joining me. I hope you all had yourself a swell time, and I hope to see you again another time. Take care, stay well, stay safe, and bye-bye.